Welcome to the English Mystic Podcast. I'm your host, English Mystic, Dragon Shaman, Spirit Whisperer, and Mr. Explorer of all things seen and unseen. You're tuning in to a very special series honouring the epic Dragon Thunder Summit 2025, a worldwide gathering of visionaries, dragon channels, energy workers and soul-shifting guides. The summit brought together 36 incredible speakers from across the world, each sharing their unique gifts, wisdom and connection with the dragon realms. In this podcast series, we're diving deep, one episode at a time, into the essence of each speaker, their transmission, their gifts, and all the healing and awakening and dragon connections they've brought forward. To explore more about each speaker or to access the full summit replays, visit www.dragonthunder2025.com. Now breathe deep, call in your dragons, and let's step through the portal together. Our next speaker is Caryn, the Dragon Doula. She discusses the bridge of liberation and the importance of attuning the nervous system to pleasure. She also emphasises the importance of facing lessons and not resisting them. She also discusses the importance of being grounded and embodied and of owning one's power.
Caryn is up next. She has a beautiful bio. I am not reading all of it, but I will give you a quick introduction. Caryn O'Malley is the Dragon Doula, a high voltage transformational coach, quantum channel, a multidimensional bodyworker with over 20 years of experience unwinding trauma at the cellular and soul level. She is the founder of the Flamekeeper journey and the Sovereign Flame, guiding visionary women through the deep energetic recalibration so they can rise as the leaders they were born to be. So that is Caryn, and welcome. Thank you for being here. Over to you.
Hi, thank you. Hello, everyone. I love that the poem that she just read, literally, I was like, okay, so I don't need to talk. There's my whole talk. You go back and listen to those 13 lines. She's hitting all eternal flame, something else. I was like, is she peeping my brand over here? What is happening? Which I think is a perfect example of frequency and how important it is for us to recognize that we're already exactly where we're always supposed to be, right? I couldn't have asked for a better intro than the last 13 lines of her presentation, right? And for us to have no idea, not meaning to, we sign up for these talks 10 months ago is when we all start filling in our slots, and yet somehow perfectly the intro, whatever, right before what I talk about, which is, I'll warn you all, completely different than all the other dragon stuff you've probably been listening to for the last 24 hours. Barbara knows this. Some of you who've been here a few times know this. I'm gonna come shake you awake a little bit after all the really heady stuff that's been going on. So I am Caryn O'Malley, Dragon Doula. I am in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I've been doing this for as long as I can remember. I was raised in an earth-based religion after being Catholic until I was 8. We did a 180 and became pagan, Unitarian, Universalists, and just really decided that I wanted to understand the patterns. I don't know if it's my tism or what it is exactly, but I can see patterns. And after learning about Buddha, and then Muhammad, and then the Aztecs, and then the ancient Egyptians, and then a bunch of Polynesian gods and goddesses, and the Norse, and ancient Rome, all of these, I was like, we have a singular thread story. It's the same thing over and over. Maybe we're capable of resurrection. Maybe we're capable of overcoming really crazy, painful experiences, losing everybody and everything multiple times, and still being able to have what I call superconscious abilities. They're not psychic gifts. Everyone has them. It's not like, oh, I'm special, I'm telepathic, oh, I'm special, I'm claircognizant or clairvoyant. No, everyone has the capacity to do that. It's just, are you willing to do what it takes for you to be able to turn water into wine? Because that's not just something that we just inherently do, right, as humans. So the talk title that I apparently came up with, this is real fun for me because I come up with talk titles and then I forget all about it. And then I just channel it by rereading what it was that I said I was going to talk about like an hour before I go talk about it. So this is going to be real fun for all of us. So the bridge of liberation, which is really like the framework of everything that I do, is we're all trying to like cross a bridge, but we're always so focused on like, am I there yet? Have I crossed the bridge yet? Instead of understanding that the bridge is like what Alan Watts says, like the conveyor belt between the maternity ward and the moratorium. That is the bridge of liberation. That is the Christ consciousness story. That is the resurrection story, however you want to phrase it, in understanding that you came here with certain lessons, limitations, whatever, trials, tribulations that you were willing to go through, because on the other side of it, you are a motherfucking dragon. Like, I'm sorry, we're gonna just, okay. Now that we got the swearing, the first one out of the way, please be warned for anybody else. I cuss like a sailor, and I have no shame around it at all. In fact, like, let's just, okay, can we all just do this? All of you, it's weird. There's a few of you popping on. Let's just all shake it out. I don't know how heady the last one was. I don't know how, like, spiritually and not in your body you are, but I don't feel like we're all in our bodies. So let's just, like, get weird with it for a second. Okay? Shake it out. Blah. Blah. All you hiding on the screens, whatever, that's fine. You can do you. But the more you participate by being on camera, the more fun I'm gonna be. Just know this already, okay? In the chat too, let me make sure I got the chat pulled up. I'm an interactive, like, I really do feel like a spiritual entertainer. I don't feel like I come to lecture. I'm not here to take you on some multi-dimensional journey. Y'all been doing that. I'm sure. This is my third year here. I am sure you all have gone to many galaxies far, far away over the last 20-ish hours. And now it's time to come back into your body. Okay, you have this meat suit. It's crazy. It tethers you. And just like our dragon guides and cohorts and whoever, they're choosing to be in 6th, 7th, 8th, 20th, 5,000th dimensional being form. You chose to be a 3D human. So we need to remember that with all of the magic and all of the mystery and all of the cosmic creation, we still have an itty bitty living space inside of this meat suit. Okay? And we have to remember that our meat suit remembers everything from the second the sperma and the egg went legacies, your fascial network started, your neural network started, your hormonal network started. If you had a mom who had high levels of stress, and you might have had, like, I'm not talking about crazy abuse, I'm talking about, like, if any of your moms was, like, a high-end lawyer or something, and she was super stressed out and, like, working until her 8.5, like, working till she popped, right? Even if she was fully supported, I'm not talking about abuse, I'm not talking about anything crazy like that. Depending on your mother's state of being, her hormones, whatever was going on with her, that imprinted on you then. So do the math, and that has already started going on in your body. And then let's add the fun thing that we all like to talk about, our trauma. Who's got trauma? Raise your hand if you got trauma. Yeah, we all got some trauma. It's fine. Right? We are also learning that. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, we don't know this, right? We don't not know this. There's a book from, I'm sure I have it somewhere around here, is My Copy of The Body Keeps the Score. Do you know how old that book is, y'all? That book was first written like way back in like the 80s or earlier. He started doing the research for that in the 60s, okay? I'm not talking about the surface level, like, oh, all of this abuse. I'm talking about even deeper. I'm talking about the fact that your fascia is going to remember every touch, every kiss, every moment of your life. And you have all of that energy inside of you. Oh, it's like tasty. Can you taste it? Like that bitterness, like, oh, damn, I had this really abusive ex. Or, oh, what about this shit I went through? That's all power that you accumulated inside of your fascia. It literally makes me like, I am quite literally salivating because I can feel it. And that's how connected you can be to your body, that you can be in front of a room of however many people, knowing this is then going to go to however many more people in the replay, and be able to like physically taste how much power is in this space. Because I stay so grounded in my body, because I'm not ashamed of the fact that I have a meat suit or that I went through the trauma that I did. It's also not a badge of honor, right? I don't wear my trauma like on my sleeve. Like, let me tell you, I used to. I didn't make very much money when I did that. I can tell you that much. I didn't get asked to as many speaking arrangements when I did that. I didn't get to go experience the things with the people that I do with a level of joy and appreciation and gratitude that I had when I was walking around like, hey, do you want to hear about all the things that happened when I was a child? You want to hear about all the abuse that I went through? You want to hear about my isolation? You want to hear about all this thing? Yes, you can relate to me, but guess what? If you're in this room, you have trauma. That's just like something that I know and believe, because I don't talk to people that don't have that story, because I wouldn't be of use to them, right? People who are not dealing with the things that I've dealt with aren't going to end up in a room. Like I said, they're not going to end up accidentally doing a 13-line poem that quite literally could have been my entire branding board. Okay, let's bring us back to that. The person, and for those of you who jumped on, the presentation right before mine, right at the very end, she did 13 lines that might as well have had every single one of my branding, like, buzz terms in it. Because it's about birthing your own dragon, like being a creatrix, a creator in the everyday, in understanding like the Akashic records, the Akashic that we go to isn't just going to download in your brain, right? It's not just like, oh, I got this download from my blue, white, glittery dragon from the Pleiades or whatever, right? That happened, and when that happened, neurons fired inside of your brain, inside of the fatty thing inside of your head, and that caused actual hormonal differences, chemical reactions to go through your body. Can we agree on this? Can we get some likes? Can we get some love? Like, yes, we get this, right? So you have a download. You're way up there hanging out with the Pleiadian dragons. You're flying all over the stratosphere. And you're doing this sober. So any of you who have taken hallucinogens, you know this maybe a little bit better than anybody else. But something I love to talk about, because a bunch of my clients are burners, we're ravers, like we have taken the mushroom and we have seen the other side, okay? We have talked to God, we have gotten a rent control department with him. And then we have to go back to work the next day, right? And then we have to go raise babies. That's why they talk about integration being so important. But I think that there are probably more people on this planet that get high off of spiritual, like mental masturbation by going off into these astral projected places using the higher chakras than we would ever admit. And definitely more than are taking actual like plant medicines that are anchored here on the planet via however they're derived to keep you in your body more. There are way too many spiritual people walking around detached from their body because of all the trauma and the bullshit that they don't want to feel. They don't want to like feel all of the ick. And it's not even that you don't want to feel the ick. A lot of you love to cry. It's crazy to me. You just like, oh my God, are you another person I can tell this story about when I was 15 too? But guess what? When you're doing that, you're sucking their power out of them. Instead of saying, guess what? I'm 38 years old and I survived this thing when I was 15. And because of that, I have the capacity to feel that much pain, shame, trauma, whatever, negativity. And the law of opposites says that therefore I have the capacity to feel the exact opposite, that much joy, that much love, that much reverence, that much devotion, right? This is the thing that I will die on this fucking hill. If you are able to attune your nervous system to getting through whatever hell you have gone through, because again, you would not be here if you have not gone through some version of hell and then found out that hell had a bottom. That shit fell out. And now you're kind of just creeping around like, actually, hell's not that bad. I know hell. At least I know this space. I know how to deal with rock bottom. I know how to deal with the rock bottom below rock bottom's bottom. But how do I deal with the first floor? How do I deal with, like, a balcony? How do I deal with the penthouse on the 100th story when I'm used to rock bottom's bottom? You don't. You literally can't. Like, you all have dreams of grandeur and dreams of money and dreams of telling your story. But guess what? Your nervous system, your body, your fascia that's been chugging along since the second you were whatever is going on. I don't want to get political with this. Creation moment, whenever it is that you decide that you actually have, like, the nervous system wiring going on, that's when this shit started. You think if you've lived there for that long that you're just going to be able to, like, do some healing, say some prayers. I always go Hail Mary, sorry. Do some plant medicine and just all of a sudden be a millionaire? Sorry, but no. Like, not only no, but like a fuck no. Because that's not safe. Right? How many of you are in the part of the healing journey where you're just like, can I be done healing yet? Can I, like, be done with this thing? Yeah. Yeah, be honest. You can all be honest. Yeah. You hit this plateau. Like, you hit this place where, like, no matter what, you can find a reason why. This thing, oh, okay, so here's my childhood wound around this. Oh, here's my money story around this. Oh, here's this thing. And no matter what, you can always find a reason why you don't have the thing yet. Because here's another limiting belief. Here's another thing I have to work on. Now, what you have to work on is strengthening your capacity to be in the what if of how good it gets to get and attune your body to feeling that the same way that you can let yourself have a panic attack over how bad it gets when you play the what if game. The what if game of, well, if this happens, then this bad thing will happen. And then if that bad thing happens, then this bad thing will happen. And then if that bad thing, then this for sure is going to... It's how you get to rock bottom's bottom. But then you can do that mentally in your head. What did I talk about a few minutes ago? You're doing this all in your head. So you're having a download. You call it a download when it's like, oh my God, I'm going to have $1 billion. And the dragon said I'm going to write a book. And the dragon said this. And the dragon said that. That's a download. But when you do the same thing about how bad your life is going to be and you're going to end up in, like, jumping off of a bridge eventually, you call that an anxiety attack. It's the same motherfucking thing, guys. It's your brain. It's neurons and it's chemicals and it's fat and it's sugar. And that's literally it. You're still healing because you get more power out of telling the story that hurt you than you get out of deciding, fuck that story. I'm never telling that story again except for with the close people that might actually need to know. Like, my boyfriend actually needs to know about the fuck-uppedness of my dad because he's literally ramming into my trauma every fucking day. Right? But nobody else needs to know that shit. I get power from the fact that now all of you are like, what the fuck did this bitch go through? Right? Like, what? What did she do? What kind of stories does she have? And that causes more magnetism, right? And that's how I can have the ability to work very minimal hours as a single mom to 3 children, to be able to travel the way that I do, to be able to be a 3-time international best-selling author, to be able to have had the luxury of having my business inside of my own home for the last 8-10 years, to be able to be welcomed back for a 3rd time. Like, I remember when Kevin's idea of a dragon summit, we all were like, oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. I like it. Oh, sweet. And now here we are 3 years later. Right? But there's some people who have also been here 3 years, and I bet you if you looked at their books, they're still barely making any money in their business. They're still working a regular side job, right? They're still doing these different things that is not the big dream that they keep getting from the downloads and the DMT and the ayahuasca and the breath work and all the ways that they're getting high off the universe, because they refuse to believe that they actually could take all the pain that they've ever experienced and choose pleasure instead. Because it's the same spectrum, pain and pleasure. So if you have felt rock bottom's bottom fall out, that means that you are capable of experiencing heaven on earth. If you have lived through hell, and you have lived to tell the tale, which you obviously all have because you're all here, whenever you're listening to this, even if it's 3 weeks from now because you finally decided to open your fucking emails and randomly clicked in mine of all of the things, then you know for sure, all you future people, and those of you who are here, literally, yeah, rock bottom's bottom. You guys are all gonna remember that from now on, right? Like, that is a thing. It is, yeah, there were 8 speakers. Yeah, I was one of the, and there was 8 speakers, and I decided that I was going to do mine from the state capitol. I was like, no, we're going to do this. We're going to do this at the state capitol. We're going to show up and talk about how we can be leaders, which is what my bio says, right? Leadership comes from having the audacity to not just say that I talk with dragons, or I channel dragons, or I play with dragons. That sounded way kinkier than it meant it to be. But that I am a dragon, right? That I have claws, like nails that shine like justice. Sorry, every time I start doing this, the Cake song starts playing in my head, short skirt, long jacket. Like, taking a machete and cutting through red tape, right? Picking up slack just because you do. Like, you have, haha, yeah, see? I love all. Shout out to everyone who's been here since day one. That's what it is. Like, it's so much bigger than I can talk to cool. So can schizophrenic people who aren't capable of like giving anything to society. So are really, really burnt out burners who have done way too much acid and think that they are a cup of orange juice and like can't function anymore because of it. Most of you are not getting high that way. You're getting high from your imagination, which is dope. But you're not doing anything about it because your nervous system doesn't know how. So would you all like to know how to do it? Are you all ready for the big secret? Take your hand. Take your hand, take your hand, take one hand. Now, if you have had something you have been holding on to for longer than a year at this point, any sort of something that you could say was a trigger, a trauma, anything like that, and you are ready to be done with it, on the count of 3, I need you to just do exactly what I do and trust the process. Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm healed. Like, believe it. Like, all these people, all these Jesus freaks. Okay, I'm gonna get excited. All these Jesus freaks literally think this is possible. They will go to a pastor down in the middle of Nowheresville, fucking Mississippi, and they will have a miracle happen. There are enough accounts, and the internet is great. Don't believe me? Google it. There are miracles every day all over the world. Why aren't you a miracle? Why can't you be healed? Because that's the real question that you have to be asking. By the way, you all are. Just remember, like, if you decide that you're healed from right here and you decide to move your whole life from this space, this energy that you're feeling in your body right now, in less than 90 days, your whole life could be completely different than it is right now. I've seen it so many times that it has to be true at this point. It's just proven. But the ability, the capacity is what you all have to work on. So y'all feel good, right? Y'all feel like, I'm healed? I don't have to talk about that shit anymore? Got both, like, the few people that I can see on camera, you all literally, like, you went like this, and then you immediately opened your chest up. I don't know if you noticed that you did that. But I did, because that's my job. Watching the subtle cues in posture, right? The fact that we can study lobsters and know how parts of the lobster brain work, and lobsters existed for millions of years before humans were even thought about. And we have parts of that brain still hanging out in our amygdala. Part of that is posture. Do you stand with a straight back? Do you, women, like those who identify as women, who have, like, tits out, right? Guys, I'm not trying to hang out with somebody who's showing me that he's got a bad back, right? I'm not trying to, you don't look like you can take down a warrior, right? You don't look like you can carry enough wood to build me a log cabin when you're walking around like this, okay? And as much as you don't like to think about it in this modern age, I promise you that every woman or mate out there that you're trying to attract absolutely is looking at your posture. And you are telling the universe what you expect. I expect to be burdened. I expect this to be hard. I expect this to be difficult. But if you show back, come on, bitch, bring on. Let's go. Right? Every fight scene you ever seen, what do? Let's go. And they always end it like this. They don't ever end like this, like, okay, let's go. It's, let's go. Come on, let's go. Let's bring it on. I'll take it right here. Because I'm willing to fight for and create what I value. I value it with my heart. Fight with it with my solar plexus. I create it in my sacral and throat chakra. You put all of this together, you come with the heart, you come to the heart womb of dragons. If you've ever read the Sophia Code, she goes real far into heart womb. Take that as you will. I see it because I understand chakras and patterns. Like I said, it makes sense to me that the willpower center would be how I'm fighting for things. That I have to value something before I'm willing to fight for it. And I have to be willing to create it, and I have to be willing to die for that vision. And if I'm willing to die for the vision that one day I become president of the United States, which is my favorite thing to shock you all with, that means that the version of me that I am right now gets to die. Because if I was supposed to be president in this version of me, I would be. Does that make sense? If you were supposed to have the thing that you want or wanted 5 years ago, and you actually have done the work to be the person who has that, you would have it already. So all of you wondering, why don't I have this yet? I meditate every day, I do this, I drink my green juice, and I do that, blah, blah, blah. It's because you don't believe that you are. It's because you're not doing the things. Is that what the president does? Is that how you show up every day? If you actually own a multi-million-dollar business, do you spend most of the day scrolling social media? Probably fucking not. Right? If you're someone who gets to travel all over the world and speak because that's what you want to do, are you someone who has a really regimented, strict morning 1 hour, I need this entire morning to go the way that I need it to, or I'm fucked for the rest of the day? Probably not. So you want to know why you don't have what it is that you want. It comes down to the fact that you're not showing your meat suit, not making your fascia do the things that the version of you that you can keep seeing when you go ride Smaug down the fairy trail or whatever it is you're fucking doing. And it's not that I don't meditate, but I did used to meditate a whole lot more than I do. I hike, I hang out with my kids, I paint, like, sing, sniff flowers, I cook, I eat, I fuck. Like, I'm in my body. Because that's what I'm supposed to be doing. is be in my body. Yeah, like hiking is a meditation. Absolutely, hiking can be a meditation. Hiking can also be cathartic as shit if you're someone with anger problems, because you can go and throw sticks and rocks and nobody really cares. They don't. You go off in the nature, you can just find some big sticks and start smacking giant trees with it. You're not hurting the tree. You're getting all of that out of your body. How are you going to move the energy? Are you someone who dances? Are you someone who throws axes? Are you someone, because if you've got all this energy and you've only ever known it to be, yeah, I cuddle with the trees too, but it's a lot of anger. There's a lot of mountains around here too, so it's easier for me to go run into the mountains and go throw rocks at the mountain. But you're choosing to stay in the trauma, I guess, is what I really want to like make this clear. You can decide right now that what I did was silly as fuck and that that's not real, or you can decide that it was and that you have the power to be done. Now that you have the power to be done, your body's going to be like, well, shit, I spent a lot of time thinking about this problem that I don't have anymore. What do I do with that energy instead? If you're no longer healing from the thing that you just, because you're healed, what are you going to do instead? This is about halfway. That means we're about to be in the like, let's respond. Be more, specifically, anyone, what are you going to do now that you don't have to spend all this time healing your shit? Specifics. You can raise your hand if you prefer to talk. Oh my god, you guys, are you even here? Hello?
Did you see Kevin's comment? He says, Kev says he's retired and hikes all day. That's Kev.
Of course.
Make drawings and paintings.
Yep, find a way to visit my friends. Okay, play. Van camping. Okay, great. Can you actually do that right now? Like, is that going to be something that you can vote for Caryn for president? Yes. Can you now do that? All of you just told me things that you can do. Now, can you commit to doing it? No, money. Okay, so you need to have money instead. You can't just go surfing right now.
Yeah.
Yes, by May 20th. Yes, I believe in you, Kevin. I'm stoked. So then why aren't you? If you can go do it right now, I want you to really think about how much time you've been spending healing on a certain thing before today. I like really want you to think about how many hours a week you've spent journaling, meditating, masturbating, I don't know, around this issue. That you now have reclaimed all of that time. So Monica, you're interesting because you say no money and then family responsibility. So you're saying that with all this time you've been spending healing, you would go surf, but you need money, you need due to your responsibilities. Question is, were you not doing money or doing responsibilities when you've been healing too? Because I really doubt that. Yeah, more money to go surf. So then what do you need to do? You have all this time in healing. If you can't just jump straight to surfing, you have all this time because you don't need to be healing that thing anymore. What do you do now that's going to supplement the thing that you've been doing currently? Yeah, that's a cop-out answer. What are you going to do? Are you going to start thinking about ways to make more money? Are you going to take that same energy? Because here's the fun thing. You can still meditate, y'all. But you're not meditating on the idea of what is blocking me from getting this thing. You're going to meditate on the idea of what action right here, right now do I need to take? And when the answer comes, I need you all to listen very closely. Can you all just come like a little bit closer? When the inspiration comes for an action that's going to get you closer to your goal, do it right fucking then. It's called divine inspiration. You don't know how time and space works in the cosmos. If you get the hit, you go do the thing. I've had clients do the craziest things. I'm talking like, okay, so what is it that you need to do right now? Like talking about their multi-million-dollar plan. Like, what's the thing that you need to do? I need to go buy a vibrator. Cool. Go do that. You should go do that. Buys a vibrator, uses it, like super nice new one, lands a $20,000 client 2 weeks later. Because she was like, what is happening? Every time I use this vibrator, I'm getting a new idea, and now I want to do this, and I have more energy. But do you know how much she didn't want to buy the vibrator? I had to literally be like, just go do it. Just go do the thing. You had the idea. We're in channel mode. You believe in dragons. You believe in all of this shit. Then you can't. That's the thing. It's like, I'm sure you guys have seen this meme that goes around that's like, Spirit, tell me what to do to get me closer to my dream. It's like, go do the dishes. No, no, no. There must be something else. Anything else. Go wash your car. No, no, no. There has to be something else. There has to be. Go do the laundry. We don't want the boring ass things to be the answer. But sometimes it's also like, I'm not joking, buy the vibrator. It's call the random guy that you met at the bar 3 weeks ago that his name just happened to pop into your head while we're having the conversation. It's you asking the dragons and them saying you need to go read this book that you might have met. Like, go see if this book is actually really a book. Go read this book. You have to start working within the synchronicity spiral that I kind of hinted at the very beginning of this. I show up with 3 minutes to spare before my part, because that's how I work. And the only part of that entire previous presentation that I hear is 13 lines that it's like, okay, well, you're all prepped. You're all ready to go. This is what we're going to be talking about. The fact that you get to decide where you're going to be, when you're going to be there, and that all you have to do is like attune yourself to realize that that's what's happening. Realize that when you have the idea to go across town to that new boba joint, you're supposed to. Not tomorrow, not next week. You're supposed to do that shit. Like, go get your keys and get in the car right fucking now. Because when you don't, you have no idea how hard Spirit's been sitting here trying to shape-shift your life to make it so that perfectly at that moment, this guy's going to be at the boba shop, and that guy's going to know this other guy, and he's the one who's going to help you sign your book deal, and that dude's boyfriend, or that dude's brother is going to be the one that finances everything, and that person's sister is the one that you're supposed to marry. Like, you don't fucking know that that's not what the whole universe has been doing. Because you keep asking, please show me a sign, show me a sign. But then every time Spirit shows you a sign to go to this boba shop, you're like, oh, not today. Oh, I can't spend the $750 today. I can't do. You make an excuse. So then Spirit's like, oh, well, she's making another excuse, and then they'll just start sending you more excuses. They'll keep sending you distractions because you're giving the universe signals that you prefer distractions over the uncomfortable. And here's the other thing. I want to make this very clear. The actions that I am suggesting that you do will always be terrifying. Okay? Even the dishes thing, for those of us who have PDA and deal with that, it will be the one chore that you really, 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 really don't want to fucking do that day. Right? It's not just going to be like, okay, Spirit, I'm ready to make, and I've done this. There have been so many times that I've done this, I've lost count. But like, let's say I'm short. I'm just coming up on a hard, like I'm a single mom. Things happen. Kids have to have surgeries and random shit go on in their lives. They all go through a growth spurt at the exact same time, and a water pipe bursts and blah, blah, blah. We all been there. We've done that. Rock bottom's bottom, right? I got to make 10K in the next like 7 days. How am I going to do that? I eat, breathe, sleep, dress, move in the energy of I already have $10,000 in my bank. That means I quite literally am like, okay, so if I already have 10 grand, how do I feel? I feel great. I feel grounded. I feel like everything's great and that I can move forward. These things are paid for. I have no worry about what's going for. Okay, so I have to get all the worry out of my system. Okay, cool. If I'm not worried, what did I eat? Like, what am I eating for breakfast? Oh, I'm having ham and eggs. Okay, cool. I'm going to do ham and eggs. Or, oh, I want a granola bar. Or, oh, it's just going to be coffee and a bagel this morning. Okay, cool. Feel that. What am I going to wear? And I will literally look through my closet and like feel it. And I do this weird thing, like charmed sort of thing, where my hand like scans from being a massage therapist for so long. And I will know, oh, this is the outfit. And sometimes the outfits are like, the fuck you want me to wear right now? This does not even like the girl from Clueless, she would be so mad at me sometimes when I'm in these modes where I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, this is what we're wearing. This does not match. It doesn't make any sense to wear a long sleeve shirt when it's 100 degrees outside, but okay, this is what I'm wearing because I have to. Have any of you seen Everywhere, Everything Everywhere All at Once? The whole like paper cut idea? This is what I'm talking about. It's a real life thing. I watched that movie and was like, fuck yes, they have told it to the masses. This is quite literally the secret to the universe.
Yeah, I loved it. It was like that. Watching it was like that for me too. I was like, oh my god, that's our,
Mm-hmm.
multidimensional reality of experience.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. But we have to do that in, like, take that and, like, scroll back the Hollywoodization of it, right? So if the uncomfortable thing is, again, like, you need to go to the coffee shop, but you keep thinking about going to, and you need to do it the next time that you think about it. Like, the very next time, like, it doesn't matter. This is like the green light theory. Do you always assume you're going to get green lights when you're on the way somewhere, or do you assume that you're going to get red lights? My friends love it when I drive because we get green lights the whole way and there's always a parking spot right in the very front. Always. And it has been for years. The sweet spot is the assumption that I am the baddest bitch in the room at all times. The confidence that I emit is the reason why I make the money that I make. Because everyone wants to know how to be so confident, and it's this easy. Because I motherfucking said so. I am the only one of me, you are the only one of you. There's like a 1 in 7 bajillion chance that you even exist right now. I think it's like 7 trillion, but still 7 trillion is a really big number. Who are you not to be, right? Marianne Williamson people over here, my deepest fear is not that I am inadequate. My deepest fear is what? That I am powerful beyond measure. It is my light, not my darkness, that keeps me most afraid. Y'all love hanging out in the rock bottom's bottom because you have made it your home. You like the swamp. The swamp is safe. You know the swamp. You know all the predators in the swamp. That's why you keep dating the same people and having the same types of friendships and having the same bad book deals and the same bad business deals and all that shit keeps happening because your body and your fascia and your nervous system knows how to do that. It knows how to be the villain. It probably knows how to be but mostly the victim. The victim, the villain, the saboteur, the prostitute. There's a big difference between a penny prostitute and a well-paid courtesan. And they're both doing the same thing, ladies and gents. Quite literally getting paid to fuck. And one of them is getting houses and apartments and all these gorgeous diamonds and all these wonderful gowns. And one of them is dying of syphilis in this next alley over. Read about 1800s France. That shit is wild. It's fucking crazy. It's crazy. Same exact job. Spread your legs and lay there. The easiest job in the whole world. And some women lived like motherfucking queens, and some of them died like absolute animals. Yeah, Dangerous Beauty is a great film. Also, anything by Mama Gina. Like, if you are a Mama Gina fan, love everything from her. This is what, like, your shame around being a badass is the reason why you don't have it. I can promise all of you that the biggest thing that ever changed my life was me owning the fact that I am a Leo through and through, and that I like it when you all listen to me talk. But you also like it when, like, you have all your comedians. You got your, you're all listening to your Matthew Rife or your Tom Segura or whoever it is that you listen to. You've got your people that like you watch, that make you laugh, that are your like guilty pleasure watches, not your like, oh, I need to study Om Namo Shugurye. No, I'm talking about the people that you watch because they make you feel good to watch. And you want to be able to teach other people, you want to share your story, but you want to make people feel something when you're doing that, right? You don't want them to all just like go blank staring and be like, oh my God, it's way above my head, way above my pay grade. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, all your nimbo, bimbo, blah, 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 blah. Keeping it way too much up here, way too heady. It's not in your body because even to you, it's not in your body. You don't believe that you could ever actually do that because to have those things, you would have to own the fact that you're bad enough, bitch, to have it. You have to own the fact that you've done the motherfucking work to be able to collect on that check, my friends. You're doing so much work. It's 144, by the way. You're doing so much work every single day. I'm doing the work. I'm doing the work. How often do you say that? Probably every week, right? Oh, I'm doing the work. I'm working on that. I have this pattern. I'm aware of it. What I teach is revolutionary in the fact that I think, or I know what I know to be true, is that the second you recognize an unconscious block that has been stopping you is the nanosecond that you heal it. The fact it was unconscious was the problem. And now it's conscious. Now, anytime you ever engage with that pattern again, that is a choice. That is no longer a behavioral program. You have awareness of the thing. Oh, I realize that I believe that I'm a bad person. So now anytime that I act in alignment with the belief that I'm a bad person, I'm no longer unconsciously blocked. I'm consciously engaging with that pattern. And anytime I say, it's because my daddy hit me, I am engaging with that same unconscious block. Placing blame on the abuse I went through doesn't change the belief structure. And as soon as that belief structure is conscious, you are choosing to engage with it over and over and over again. Now, will you engage with it from different angles over and over? Yeah, absolutely. I still run into it. My boyfriend literally sees it. He's like, what's going on right now? And I'm like, so I'm like 3 hours late making dinner because the grill was under temperature and I don't know what to do because I know that you're actually a safe place and you don't actually care. But my nervous system thinks that you're about to throw a fit because my ex-husband and my dad would throw a fit right now. And I'm just having a moment because I want to lose my mind. But doing that doesn't serve any good. Doesn't serve any purpose. There's no reason for me to expel the energy in my body towards having a fucking emotional breakdown right now when I know that the reason why I'm trying to have an emotional breakdown isn't real. My nervous system is perceiving a threat that is expecting a shoe to drop and the shoe isn't real. Now, if the shoe was real, I'd be maybe a little bit more justified. Maybe. But even then, no. Because I'm still choosing to engage with it. Again, I come at this all the time. There are plenty of times where I'm like, God damn it, there's my fucking worthiness wound again. But it's that simple at this point of, oh, God damn it, I'm doing this thing because of this thing. That does not lead me into a 6-hour meditation with a whole bunch of DMT and praying to my ancestors and the dragons while covered in my period blood. That is not what is necessary. Now, sometimes it's necessary. Okay, let me sometimes it's fucking necessary. But that's what I mean by the uncomfortable thing. You will literally be told that that's what you have to do if you trust this process enough. You will be told, like, I've done some crazy things. I have gone into the middle of the woods, danced around naked. Oh my God, so many things that are just like, what the fuck am I doing? And then guess what? Book deal gets signed, or new house comes through, or, meet my best friend who ended up being able to connect my kid to a new school that he could go to. Like, all of these different things were because I was like, oh shit, what am I going to do today? Oh, we're driving 3 hours to the mountains to this lake that I've never been to so I could go skinny dipping? Cool. Oh, but while I'm floating here, I'm going to have this new idea. And that new idea just related to this. And now I have a new package. And oh my God, I just signed a new $25,000 client. But if I hadn't done the thing, right? I see you, Barbara. I'm good at wrapping up on time. I see
I know.
time.
I'm just gonna, yeah, just gonna make sure. Not everybody is.
I see you. Time gets weird with me, but I'm still tethered enough. You have to trust. I'm just gonna. When you have decided that you want the thing, you have to start acting like you already have it. Not in a, I'm a millionaire, so I'm going to go start spending all my money because it's going to come back to me, because I know we all fell into that motherfucking trap. But in the idea of, when I'm a millionaire, what is my morning routine? When I'm traveling all over the world, what do I have for dinner? How does dinner look? Right? I know a lot of people who tell me that they want to travel and they want to speak and they want to do all these things, and then they literally have a 2.5-hour morning practice. That if they don't do their morning practice with their stretching and then their breath work and then the journaling and then this and then they have such a slow morning that I'm like, no fucking conferences start at noon, my friends. You want to be traveling all over the world to do a keynote speaking? I promise you are going to have to be at the auditorium at 8:30 for the mic check, because it starts at maybe the latest 10 o'clock. And you're not going to have your special matcha mushroom, blah, 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 whatever it is. You're definitely not going to have your foam roller. You're not going to have 700 pounds of crystals to be able to lay on your beautiful little water foam mat with your red light therapy shit. You need to tighten up in your spiritual practices. That's another, like, that's going to be my last piece. If you're someone who spends a lot of time on one particular thing, I want you to start looking at why it takes you so long. We went like this. We said, I'm healed. Again, sometimes I journal for like 4 hours. That does happen sometimes. But more often than not, I use my phone and like make a voice memo. Right? I process it right then. I get the thought out, and then I move the fuck on, because I promise once the thought's out, there's a new thought that's telling me to go do something. Because all the thoughts have already, not all of the thoughts, but a lot of the thoughts have already come in. I've had a lot of them. Like I said, I've done a lot of drugs and I've done a lot of meditating. So how do I actually do something about it? How do I take all of those knowledges, all of those downloads, all of that knowledge, and move it from my upper chakras into my lower chakras? How do I willingly fight for and create something that I value a whole lot? And how do I do that every day in micro moments? What am I eating today? And this means if the answer is McDonald's, that's absolutely okay. People are always shocked to find out that I'm a smoker and that I'm a drinker and all these other things. Like, I will go upstairs and I will go have a wonderful cigarette after this. I will really fucking enjoy it. Oh my God, how can you be spiritually? Because I know what alchemy is. I understand how to turn lead into gold or poison into medicine. It's okay. These are my choices. I'm not going to shame myself over an experience that I'm having that causes me to have joy. And because of this, there's a whole lot of other ways that I'm extremely healthy. Probably offsets a little bit. You don't have to shame yourself for wanting to do these things either. You don't need to sit there shaming the fact that you need to be a certain way. The only thing you need to do is decide, like, I am healed, I have all this energy, I went through hell and back, I'm still alive. What do I do today to move me forward? How do I maintain the energy of, I'm going to keep on fighting, I've got something I value, I'm willing to go forward no matter what? And then do those things, even if it is a latte macchiato or your matcha. Like, if you're going to always have your mushroom matcha, then fuck yeah, bitch, make sure that shit's always in every hotel. That's the importance that I want you all to realize. What is your pickiness? What is your thing? What is you? What is you? What is you? Yeah, what is you? And who are you? And how do you serve? Right? I know who I am in love. I know what I am in love. I know how I serve in love. is a radiation of there is only this frequency. There is just Caryn O'Malley. There's just Kelly Springer, Gabby Stewart, Roman Massage, Sydney, American Dragon. There's only one iteration of you. So how loudly are you willing to sing? Because I think a lot of you want to be loud and you're very quiet. And I challenge you to be louder in that. To just show up. I admitted all of my flaws as soon as I came on. I'm 3 minutes late, blah, blah, blah. I have no idea what I'm fucking talking. I literally have my talk description right there I keep looking at to make sure I keep coming back around. It's who I am. I'm messy. I'm imperfect. I'm also living an amazing life. I am happier than I have ever been. And I get to do this for a living while raising 3 children. It's crazy. It's literally like mind-blowing how awesome my life is. You all, like, you should be jealous of my life. My life is fucking, it's the tits. And you should all have that same feeling. Like, huge, huge gratitude. And also be like, you guys don't understand. You can't even begin to fathom how great my life is. And that it's okay to feel that. That's the last thing I'm going to leave you with. It's okay. It's more than okay. It is encouraged for you to realize that you are the baddest bitch in the room. Because when you do that, the other bad bitches are going to find you. And then you're all going to attract some other cool things. And it's going to be 3 years later, and you're going to be doing the same thing, but even bigger, with hundreds of people for over a 30-hour period, when 3 years ago there was like 8 of us. See, I did it. I'm that good.
I think that you've like hit so many nails on the head, you've made the audience speechless. Absolutely. Yeah. And you're right. I mean, when you said about like the first Dragon Thunder, I was like, oh my God, there was 8 speakers. That was it. And actually, when Kevin had this idea, he wasn't even sure he could find 8 people. I was one of them. And we were like, who else do we know that connects with dragons? That was like 3 years ago. So, you know.
We got Diane Cooper, and that was like our big headliner. We're like, how did we do this? It's crazy.
Right. And actually, Caroline Mitchell, the original Dragon Lady as well, right? That was it. And now
that was it. It was crazy.
And that was awesome. We've got a couple more minutes if people have questions for you before our next speakers up.
If anyone does, feel free. You can either type it or raise your hand or whatever it is.
I think people have been putting a lot of stuff in the comments. So
loved it. Thank you. Kiara Karen, thank you. Love your energy. This was wild and I loved it. Thank you. You're welcome. It is wild. It's a wild ride. Hung out with a dragon. It's like birth. You know, I told you my name is the Dragon Doula. Okay, it's literally going through birth. You all were birthed. Actually, let's give me one last second. For those of you who sign up for my free gift, you all notice it's not there yet. There is a reason why. The Dragon Thunder Summit isn't over yet. You all are not done with your birthing process. Okay, you're all going through labor right now. Even in a couple of more days while you're watching all the replays, because I'm sure you haven't been just like awake for 30 hours straight. If you have, I'm impressed. But that is why. It's like, it's encoded in everything I do. You went through a portal today with me. You're continuing to go through more portals. And once it's landed, once it's fully there, you'll all get the email saying, okay, here's the body fascia. Like, I'll give you like more actual, like, I have real embodiment practices. But that's just like, I didn't want to just do yoga with you guys on here. I wanted you to understand, like, get excited, lean in, come fall into this space with me. And then see what else you can find, because you were born to be a fucking dragon, not just a little victim running through, don't burn down my farm. No. Use your claws, use your wings, use your tail, fly, dive, have a hoard of gold, have them write myths about you, sing songs, the bards shall sing your names in the heavenly glories. Like, that's what you came here to do. So do it. Make sure you sign up for the gift, because that's going to be coming at some point.
I actually wanted to tell you, my dragons will tell me you don't need to do all of that. Like, you know, the stuff that they're like, what are you doing? I mean, I've shared this so many times. They literally will stop me and say, what are you doing? It takes too long. This is how you do it. And they will finish the session. And that's it. And absolutely, you're on like, I could feel everything you said. I'm like, oh my God, that's exactly what the dragon says. Like, get on with it. Like, I've always said, why can I connect so easily? And they're like, because you can. Like, I don't have to do like all that stuff you said, meditate and do all that. They're there. So thank you for saying that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, yeah, there's just a little correction. I don't know how the got in front of my website, but it's actually just dragondoula.com. I noticed that earlier today too. I'm sure I should have noticed it a long time ago. Yeah, like it's literally on all of the paperwork and things. I did it wrong. It was my fault. I just noticed today. Time is weird. But that's the correction. And I love you all. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for journeying with us today on the English Mystic Podcast, Dragon Thunder Summit 2025 edition. This is just one voice, one frequency in a greater dragon symphony, each echoing across the earth right now. If you felt the stir in your heart, if you heard a whisper from your dragon allies, then the work is beginning. Be sure to explore all 36 epic speakers and their transmissions by heading over to the website www.dragonthunder2025.com, where the portal is open. Until next time, walk boldly with your dragons, speak your truth like fire, and may your path be guided by the ancient winds. Stay mystical, stay wild, stay dragon aligned. This is the English Mystic. See you next time.
In the realm where spirits dance, where dragons soar with fiery glance, a song of power, strength untold, for human hearts, for young and old. Wings that span the starry night, scales that gleam with ancient light. Dragons rise, guardians bold, tales of healing, tales untold. Almighty ones, wise and grand, protectors of this sacred land. With breath of fire, a timeless art, they heal and mend each wounded heart. Through shadows deep and forests wide, they guide us with a noble stride. In the dance of life, a sacred chance to heed the call of dragon trance. Scale by scale, a shield they weave. In the moonlit night, their magic breathe. Whispers of protection, strong and true. In the realm where dreams come through. So gather round, O kin of earth. Let the dragon's melody give birth to healing streams and fiery light, as we journey through the shaman's night. O dragons, ancient and divine, your friendship like the stars will shine. In the tapestry of life, a song we weave with spirits, dragons, hearts believe.